Welcome. Alrighty, welcome to Three Conservative Gimps. Today, we've got a great show today. A lot of stuff to cover. We got Lori Lightfoot losing in Chicago. We've got the leaked memo about Biden wants to kill off the fossil fuel industry. And CPAC, we'll throw that in and talk about the Trump speech and all that good stuff. So let's get this show going and let's get back over here. We got a good crowd tonight. So we got Steve Carpenter and Chris Wedgeworth and Mike, Mr. B Outdoor Misadventures, and we got Mikey and who else in there? Mickey, yeah. Okay, let's get this show going. Let's bring in my co-host all the way from Muskogee, Oklahoma. It's the effervescent Lloyd Mendenhall. He's got a tongue twister of a last name.
Yeah, and don't feel bad. I screw it up myself, and I've had it all my life. Sometimes. Yeah, especially when I'm trying to talk to somebody on the phone, and yeah. Now, what's your last name? It's Mendenhall. That's it. Yeah.
Mendenhall.
Yeah, Mendenhall. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Fun week in the news. All sorts of interesting stuff going on, isn't there?
Yes.
Yeah. Politics is heating up. What is it, by usually June or July? They pretty much start declaring and are ready to go for the next year. We'll be hearing political commercials and crap going on for.
You know what? What's coming up in 2024? It's a leap year.
Oh, it is, isn't it? That's right.
So we get an extra day of crappy political ads. Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, one more day of crap to listen to. It's just what we all need. But yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting. It's going to be an interesting run. I'm not too sure. Who all's going to be. It's just hard telling. It's real early to make any predictions.
We know Nikki Haley is going to jump in. Of course, Trump has already announced. And we're pretty sure DeSantis will get in, and Mike Pompeo will be in, and even Mike Pence may even jump in.
It says, I'm from Alabama, only one syllable last names. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if DeSantis is going to run. He may hold back. I'm looking at a ticket possibly, Trump, DeSantis, Trump, Haley, something like that. I mean, we got to admit, one of the things we have to start doing is checking a few boxes. But first thing we got to do is make sure they're actually qualified before we put them in the box.
I mean, look at Fetterman. He's MIA.
And here's an interesting thing. This just makes you wonder about, let's see, where's he with? Michigan? Is that where he's from? Or
no, that's
Minnesota?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, Pennsylvania, okay. They also elected and were very happy. The guy won by an outstanding margin. A gentleman for the state Senate who unfortunately was dead.
Oh.
And he won. And they praised him on his. And he won.
Oh, wow. Well, he ran on a stiff race there.
Yeah, he did run a stiff race. Yeah, he actually won. So
wow.
I heard it say they don't care whether the person's cognizant or not. They want the seat. They need the seat in order to fill the numbers to give him the power. That's what it's about. That's why Biden is the president. They could care less if he can, tie his own shoes.
Yep.
And same with Fetterman. They don't care about him either, as long as they've got the numbers, and that gave him the numbers.
Yep.
And
it's right. And here in Colorado, we're about to have our election for state GOP chairperson and vice chair and secretary and all that jazz. And
yeah, Ed, he'll be voting
absentee. It's going to be I think it's going to be a crap fest. I don't. Pretty much all of them are either election deniers or election skeptics. So, yeah.
Yeah, and this is the problem. Like, of course, the election deniers. It's just like the deniers were talked about. Look at Wuhan. That's another thing we'll talk about later. But some of the denying has come back around to be actually the truth. So we'll see.
Yep.
But I think we need to move. I think as a party we need to
move past
it, and okay, it's real simple. We lost. Whether we lost honestly and fairly or by crookedness, that's irrelevant. We lost.
Yes.
Now, what are we going to do to make sure we win? And that's when we have to, as Republicans and conservatives, not just Republicans, but conservatives, independents, and all alike, we have to start making a game plan to take back the country. And that means playing their game. That means ballot harvesting and start voting early. I mean, we've got to, like, Tuesday we have a special election. It's in Oklahoma. It's very special because we're going to see if Tulsa King will still be in charge when it's all over, because they're going to make it. They're voting for legalized recreational marijuana. So, and seeing what it's done to other states, I hope the common sense people of Oklahoma choose. We don't need it. We just don't need it. If you're that sick and you got to have marijuana, go to the doctor,
yeah, because they've got medical marijuana is legal there.
Yes, it is. It is. I saw, and it's just this, I know we're getting way off subject here, but talking about that, I saw in one of the shows, and I can't remember whose it was. It might have been Uncle Bill's. One of the gentlemen there was talking about he gets his from the Veterans Administration. Well, not if he lives in the United States, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Now,
because that's a federal.
That is a federal Class 1. It's a Class 1, still listed as a Class 1 drug. They will not give it. Now, they do say, because I looked it up because I was curious, not that I want it, just I was curious. I got enough dead brain cells. I don't need any more. But the thing, I looked it up and they said no. They said they will use it for experimentation on pain management to see, but it's inside of a scientific program, not for general purpose use, So, again, experimenting on the veterans and the in the military. Why not? They got a long history of doing that,
They legalized psilocybin here in Colorado.
That is
LSD.
LSD, okay.
Yep. They passed that, and they had this poor sap veteran. I tried everything. I was suicidal. I couldn't deal with it, so I tried hallucinogenic therapy.
Yeah.
Great.
Talks like Fetterman. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so it passed. So
yeah, of course. Yeah.
So
I don't think we'll ever go that far here.
Speaking of hallucinogenics, they had a race in Chicago where
Yes,
the
they did.
mayor lost, and not just lost, but lost big.
Big time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She lost by about the same amount that she won
That's
in the last race. Almost,
mm-hmm.
The complete flip flop. The same people that elected her voted her out, and
Yep. Mm-hmm.
and of course, it was obviously a racist, anti-gay, or homophobic, group of radicals,
Yeah.
right,
Imagine
that
that.
voted her out.
Being against crime and is racist.
Yeah, well, apparently it's anti-gay. It's homophobic
Anti-gay.
too. Yeah, yeah. So you know, that's the problem. They just they'll never admit. They'll never admit that their plans don't work. They don't care, and that's what it comes down to. They don't care. They don't care about the American people. They don't care about the citizens.
Nope.
They only care about keeping their power.
That is true. And
Yeah.
she is the first mayor in 40 years to lose re-election.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Who was the last one? I'm trying to think who lost re-election.
I think it was Washington who lost to Daley Jr.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Daley Jr. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I mean, I don't know that the person that they're electing, that this running, I don't know that either one of the other two that are in the runoff are any better, but they seem to be at least anti-crime.
Right.
Chicago really has to do something about that. It's just, and this is a hopeful trend that we're going to start seeing in our city governments. I mean, we're starting to see little trickles of it. There's all sorts of little hints that the pendulum is starting to swing a little closer. Swing away from that far radical left.
I think when people get tired of their catalytic converters or their cars being stolen, it hits them in the pocketbook. They'll go after.
Yeah.
Right, Barkley. Barkley, did your package show up? Because I sent him. He won like 2-3 weeks ago, and his package came back.
Oh,
so
okay.
I sent it back, and yep.
Well, my toffee showed up just fine.
Yes, and how much do you have left?
I still have one whole pack.
Oh, okay, good.
Because my mother trained me well, because she ordered this. She'd buy this stuff every Christmas, and she was real big about I could have a bedtime snack. Okay. And she kept a one of them old metal tins that got fruitcake in. She kept that with the Brax candy you could buy by the the bulk candy, and she'd keep that up there. And so at bedtime, I got to have a can of Shasta soda and some chips, maybe if we had them, some Fritos, and a couple pieces of candy, and that's every night. Well,
Shasta
when we moved
soda. I don't even think they sell that anymore.
I don't think they do anymore. No, but I think Shasta. Well, Craigmont actually, because it was from Safeway. Craigmont was a Safeway brand, and but if we didn't, she couldn't find Craigmont, she'd get Shasta.
Okay,
but so when she started buying the almond toffee, it was the same thing. I got a piece a night, so I learned to
there you go.
Yep. I trained myself. She trained me well on that, so I make it last.
Yep.
It'll probably be gone tomorrow.
But I do save a little bit. I will not eat it all in one setting like Mitch did, because one time I sent it to him, he said it was gone by the time I got to the house.
Yeah. Well, it came in and it was. It is that good. Yes, it is that good. But
So
Judy's trying to take a nap, and the dogs have decided right now is the time they want to play on the bed, so they're up there running over her. She doesn't seem to have disturbed her though. So,
oh, that's good. So yeah, so that's a big deal in Chicago that the mayor lost re-election. Hopefully, the new person, whoever gets elected, will turn it around and get the crime under control.
Yeah. I hope we don't get a hit for this because this is just my opinion, but she's got to be one of the ugliest damn people I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I'm going to say that's the reason she chose her. I don't think she had a choice in her sexuality.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just my opinion. I'm not stating fact here, YouTube. So, but damn, she's ugly.
Look like Beetlejuice. I mean,
yeah. She does, man. She's just like the ugliest damn human being. And just
man,
God.
And she's like 5 foot nothing.
Yeah, and just
you could barely see over the podium.
I saw something and it struck me. Donut bumper. I saw something and they were going through the list of all of her stupid stuff she's done. And one of them was everybody else was masked up and in lockdown because that was what she said. She made Chicago a lockdown place, shut them in, had to wear a mask and everything. And she goes out to the beautician and gets busted at it, because it just shows the hypocrisy. The problem is I think she got ripped off because when she came out, she didn't look any bit better. She's just as ugly as she was when she went in. The hair was still the same. It was just that. Oh my God!
Maybe she needs to use one of those filters that they have on TikTok. I will give you an example of yes, okay. Here, I will turn off the music so I won't get a copyright strike, which I happened on my drone channel. Not a copyright strike, but
she did get what she deserved, Steve.
So
do what now?
I will make myself big, and then we'll share a screen and look at how young I look.
There you go. Yeah, that's a little disconcerting, though. I mean, because I saw that and I'm thinking, but it does smooth out it does kind of smooth out the wrinkles a little.
Yes.
Yeah. Looked like it gave you a little more hair, too.
Yeah. Well, how about this one? How about that one?
Yeah, there you go. Oh, is that you in that one, too?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's, yeah.
Where is that other one? Yeah, this is...
That one's just creepy, okay?
When I'm not in a good mood.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that picture in the post office under "Watch Your Children." Yeah. Well, she couldn't do any worse. I don't think. She.
Well, sometimes I'm a has-been.
Yeah, a has-been. Yeah. Yeah. Well, she couldn't have done it. It couldn't hurt her,
Yeah, I probably would. Yeah.
But it still wouldn't have made her any smarter. It wouldn't have improved. She could have looked like Gina Lollobrigida, and as stupid as she was, it wouldn't help. Although they might have voted for her, just because who cares as long as we get to see somebody pretty, pretty on TV, because people are, they're like that, sometimes looks count. You know.
Well, it didn't help out Hillary.
Yeah. She didn't have any to start with, so you know.
Yeah.
But can't fix dumb. That's it right there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Stupid.
there is no cure for stupid. And it's, she did more damage in 4 years, I think, than the mobsters did in 20 years.
Right.
There in Chicago. You know.
Yep.
It's and this is what I'm saying. You know, this is the problem. The Democrats have got such the mindset, and we're talking the hardcore Democrats, not and I'm talking about the electorate as well as the politicians. They've got this mindset that they will vote that regardless of how detrimental it is to themselves. I actually heard a guy on Rush Limbaugh. Oh God, I don't know. It's 6 or 7 years ago, or maybe not even that long. He said he would vote. He would do whatever it took to keep. I think it was before Trump, when Trump was running, to keep him from winning. Because, and they said, but what if, but what if Hillary's going to destroy our country? He says, I don't care. He says, what if she brings in socialism, communism? He says, I don't care. I just don't want a Republican in that seat. And they're willing to go so far as to have the, he says, I give up everything I own just to keep somebody like that, a conservative, from running. Right. And this is the mindset. This is the mindset from, and now they've got our children doing it. They've got, it was.
It's all about education. People being brainwashed into thinking
15 years ago,
conservative values they're evil, they're incompatible with.
You just think about it. 15 years ago, there would have been no questions about a drag queen being allowed to come into a school, to a elementary school, or a school library, not to be, and she's the first Democrat mayor not to be reelected in 40 years in Chicago. And that just goes to show you that maybe the mindset of some of the electorate Democrats and the independents, because the independents hold a lot of sway now. They're probably the most powerful group out there, and you've got to play the game. You got to have something to offer them, and the same old, and isn't going to cut it, and that's where that's where the Republicans keep losing out. They haven't figured out how to play the game. Right. And that's why they keep getting people like Mayor Lightfoot and
well, and you got to remember, Chicago is very heavily Democrat.
Yeah, it is. So it is. It's very heavily Democratic.
It's going to be pretty darn hard. But then again, look at Giuliani.
Yeah,
he beat Dinkins, and he was able to sway the city council to enact a bunch of policy to turn that city around, because it was a shithole city.
Yeah.
For many years, and he came in, turned that around, made it so you could go down Times Square, not be mugged, and they got rid of all the adult bookstores and all that shit, and cleaned it up, but really turned that place around.
Now it's starting to, it's getting that way again, with the homelessness there and stuff.
Bloomberg, and then that idiot commie that came in after him. Yeah, now this new guy, Adams, he's not much better than the commie that he replaced.
Right. He replaced,
Yep.
Well, we can only hope, and hopefully Chicago's going to, because the people who live in Chicago, you could say, well, they deserve what they get what they deserve, but maybe they're starting to realize they did get what they deserved, and that's why they overwhelmingly flipped, because that was a huge, huge flip, you know. And I think we're going to start seeing a few more of those. And
Yep.
you know, and this is the problem with winning Illinois in the electoral votes, is because you got such a concentration of people in Chicago that
Right.
carry so much sway. They're predominantly Democrat that it's hard. You know, the rest of Illinois suffers for what happens in Chicago.
Right. Yep. You
You know,
got the
just like
downstate area that's pretty conservative,
right.
except for over there by St. Louis, it's pretty
Yeah,
liberal, and Peoria,
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
liberal, and you got
yeah.
Urbana, where the college is, and
Right. Any place you've got a college, or you have some of the legislative, stuff. Any place the
yeah,
politics way heavy is
Springfield,
going to be.
Illinois.
Yeah, yeah. You're going to have the Democrats seem to thrive to those areas.
Yeah. Well, and this comes to what Trump was talking about in his CPAC. He wants to take federal lands and build, conservative cities. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, that sounds like a good idea. Or, but
Yeah.
I'm just worried that once that gets going and they make a success, and then these liberal-minded people from Democrat shithole cities start flocking in there and screw that up. Yeah.
Well, this is what we're seeing. This is what has happened to Colorado. This is what we're seeing to start to happen to Texas. This is what we're seeing to start to happen in Florida. You know, we're gonna they screw up their own states, and then they run from them, and they bring their crap along with them. You know, it's like, hey, it's okay to come here, but leave the crap that destroyed your state that you were in support of. Leave it back there. You know, there needs to be. I'm sorry, but there needs to be maybe a state test you have to take.
Fair. We gotta make it fair.
Yeah.
We gotta be. What's that called when you have all the different people
together? Have to be inclusive.
Inclusive. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. We got to have a balance of inclusiveness.
Yeah.
And all them other flipping words that they throw into the dictionary, it's just like, it's, I mean, you're starting to see little tidbits of stuff. Just, for example, Top Gun Maverick, best-selling movie from last year. I mean, it went strong and stayed strong. And it had zero, what do they call it? Not zero wokeness. Yeah, zero wokeness. I mean, there was none of it, and it just was a movie. That's what movies used to be, a place to go and escape the crap that you deal with every day, not to be told that
where you're indoctrinated and bombarded with crapola.
Yeah. I got to a point, I've been watching Discovery. I was trying to finish it up, and I got to a point where I saw them change. The narrative was pretty bad to begin with, but then I saw, a real shift to the left all of a sudden in the third season, into the third season maybe. And it's like, okay.
Good news, Lloyd. It's going to end after season 5.
Yeah, I've seen that it's going to end, and I think, maybe it was season 4 I'm on now. But I just couldn't finish it.
You're not going to like. Well, I'm not. I think you've already heard about the last episode of season 4.
Yeah.
So you can skip that part. So last 2 minutes of the show, get out of there. Yep.
Yeah. Well, and I to be honest with you, I don't care about watching any more of it, because when I saw that, I mean, the shift was already there. The wokeness was already there, but then they went to start changing the pronouns and stuff. I said, that's it. I've had enough. I cannot deal with this. This is not what I would watch this show for.
how do we know that? Well, maybe I better not say this, but maybe in the future, maybe all that crap won't matter. Won't be a hill of beans, and maybe I'll say, I don't know, science or something comes along, and all of a sudden, hey, we don't have to, we could be at peace with ourselves.
Yeah,
not be flamboyant about it, so to speak.
Yeah, and it just comes down to I don't want to watch that kind of crap because I have to listen to it on the news. You see it see it around.
Well, that's why I stopped watching the news about a month into Trump's presidency because I mean, as soon as the news starts, oh Trump, oh God,
I don't watch.
Oh my God, he's really screwing things up.
I go online and I look at two of our local stations, and one's CBS, one's NBC, our local stations, just to see what's local and to keep an eye on the weather. But I do it online and I pick the stories I want. I skip over the ones I don't want, and then I check out. I don't even watch Fox News anymore. I just if something pops on that. Well, I do check it. I check it online, but occasionally I'll read something. Like I think it's funny that the redheaded stepchild of England is being booted from his home.
Oh, okay.
He's being evicted in England. He's been kicked out of his home. Yeah, his dad's.
Oh, is that William
Frogmore? Yeah, no, Harry. Harry is losing his. Frogmore, which was given to him by his grandmother as a wedding present. Well, Uncle, Daddy Charles says nope.
Okay.
And it was the
he
day
the one
after his
married
book.
to the American?
Yeah. Harry is the redheaded.
Yes. Okay.
He's redheaded. He stepped away from everything, and he's done nothing but
stepped away from
wants privacy, and he's done. He did the Oprah thing, and trashed the royal family. Then he did
trying to say they were racist.
Yeah, then he did the documentary series in which he trashed them, and now he's released a book called The Spare, which is just believe it or not, it's been one of the best selling books in the UK. But he's pissed off his dad, and that he has a book out. It's called Wah. Yeah, and that's pretty much what it is. It's just him crying some more. And let's be honest, Harry did not write that. Harry didn't write that book. Meghan did.
Yep.
I mean, because he's got text messages of an argument between Meghan and Kate, on their cell phones. Now, most guys will never see their wife's text messages like that. It was everything in there was something that Meghan had a problem. And I think in a couple, 2 or 3 years after she's milked enough money out of him, she's going to dump him and move on, But by then, he may be, of course, Charles is giving his the house to his brother that was caught with Epstein.
Andrew.
Andrew, yeah, he's given Harry's house to Andrew because he won't let his brother be homeless. Because his brother's been pretty well stripped of everything except his. Yes. He's got his military retirement.
Before she died, she stripped him of all his titles.
Well, he gets his military retirement because he did serve, and he gets that.
The only thing I watch from Fox is Gutfeld, and sometimes Jesse Waters, and occasionally Laura Ingraham, but she kind of grates me a little bit.
I will watch. What the hell is his name? I watch Gutfield. I'll watch Waters on occasion, and he's really their number one evening guy now.
You mean Killmeat? No, not Killmeat.
Not Killmeat. No.
I know who you're. Yeah, he's the one that talks over everybody.
No, not Sean Hannity.
Oh, Hannity.
No, It's young Tucker. Thank you,
Tucker.
Tucker
Yeah.
Carlson. Tucker
Yeah, I
Carlson.
should. Yeah, cousin Tucker. Yeah.
Friar Tucker. But anyways, yeah. I watched that, and because I can listen to their, they do like a, I don't know, anywhere from say about a 9-minute to a 16-minute monologue on whatever they're talking about, and I can listen to it, and I usually get through about 5 minutes of it, because then after the first 5 minutes, they're repeating what they said for the next. They repeat it at least 2 more times throughout that. It's like, okay, I heard your point. This is why I don't watch Sean Hannity. He's still repeating the same crap that he was. He's still talking about Beach Bit or whatever that is. And the smashed cell phones from Hillary. Like, okay, we heard that. If he doesn't, I think he's got it in his contract that he has to say all that crap once a day, every day on his show.
Like me, Gutfield,
Tucker, and Waters. Yeah, those are probably my 3 favorites too. Tucker is the more serious. Jesse is light but serious.
Yeah, he's more sarcastic.
He's more sarcastic. He points out the absurdity.
Yes.
And Gutfield is just late night comedy with a conservative view. And I love listening to.
And that's why he's number 1.
Yeah, it is, because he's got, some of his stuff. I'm going, oh my God, really? That was not funny. And you can hear the audience moan about it. I like listening to his introductions to or the views of his host, like Tyrus. Tyrus is, he's an intelligent young man, and what did I get pulled
Brett,
into here?
Good to see you.
Yeah, this is the conservative side of us.
Yes.
This is the channel we get to bitch about.
Yep. And Kat, she's the lone libertarian on the show, but he has some pretty good guests, a lot of comedians.
A lot of comedians.
So I think you're starting to see more different comedians, and I think it gives them
he had Rob Schneider on last night or night before. Night before, I guess, Friday night. But yeah, I watched Gutfield. Yeah, but
he did have Roseanne on about a month.
He did.
Yep.
Yeah, a couple, 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was last month sometime, and that's because she was doing a special on Fox Nation.
Right.
In which she finally got to say what she wanted to say, and because she got canceled.
That's
and
true.
It's just like
she never got this, speak her mind, give her side.
Federalist, so we'll never have to worry about siding. There you go, a Federalist.
Okay.
Yeah, but and this is the problem with politics is, you've got these 2 controlling parties that are their very deepest core is far right and far left. And for some reason, they can't seem to get it in here where the rest of America is at. And that's why our nation is divided, because these 2 opposing, behemoths of government, politicians, they control what goes on. And they're, again, and the Republicans are just as guilty about this. They're not really that concerned as long as they've got the numbers or the seat. That's what they're after.
I mean,
we as
if you go all the way back to Johnson, when he had super majorities in the House and the Senate, and that's when the government really grew, and that's how he was able to get the welfare program started.
Yeah.
And what did it do? Did it lower the poverty rate? No. Actually, it increased it a bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, you go back to the 60s, and under Johnson, that's when the Vietnam War expanded.
That's right.
And
And you had Republicans helping out the Democrats. You
yeah,
had the what I call the Rockefeller Republicans, which we would call rhinos today.
rhinos. Yeah, yeah. You're right, Ed. The left has swung far more left than the right has gone right. You're right, and it's. I mean, I suppose I say that the reason that the entertainment industry and all of them are the way they are is they're still pissed about the McCarthy era.
Yep.
They're still mad about being blackballed.
Even they're pissed at Nixon, and that was
yeah,
a long time. And Nixon's
yeah.
the one. He's one that broke the Alger Hiss story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so we had a leaked memo that came out where the Biden administration is wants to pretty much gut the fossil fuel industry. They want to put climate change over fuel security here in the United States.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's and it's. I saw that, and who leaked it?
That's an interesting question.
Because you notice there's a lot of leaks coming out since the Republicans got control of the House. And I think there's people inside the Biden White House or inside the administration that are, they're players, and they're doing what it takes to stay alive, and they're leaking stuff, I mean, look at all the stuff. Look at the hearings they've been having on the with the Attorney General and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of leaks coming out, that are starting to, come to the forefront, and because I think some people are realizing that if this keeps up, I won't have a job. And there have been a lot of people leaving there too. There's been several people that have, they've left and leaked. That's what happened with there's been several whistleblowers that have been up on Capitol Hill with the FBI thing. And one of the whistleblowers, he took everything he could with him and then left. He retired.
Wow.
And then he's been leaking it. Then he's been giving it to the House Judiciary Committees and the intelligence committees. And a lot of this stuff is coming out, and it's because I think the rank and file, like I said, the average American like you and I, they're starting to see that this administration is harmful not only to us but to itself. And I think that's also, I don't think these leaks would be coming out if Biden hadn't said he was going to run, at some point. He mentioned, I'm going to be here, and then I haven't made that decision. But the idea that he even considering running, I think that they're leaking this to make it there again, there's these people that are part of the workings of the government that it doesn't matter at 12 noon on Inauguration Day, from 11:59 to 12:01.
If there's
people still, there's still people running the government in spite of who's being sworn in and who's being booted out. It doesn't matter.
Right.
There's still, the government runs. If we had a nuclear attack at that moment, I guarantee you there'd be somebody to run the country. If they dropped a nuke right on Washington, D.C., right in the middle of the inauguration, there would be somebody there to run our government. And these are the people I think that are leaking it right now. The rank and file workers are saying, okay, we need to get this, make it so this guy cannot win re-election. We wanted the seat, but now we got to now that we've got it, we need to do something with it. And we can't do anything with it as long as Jill is, and Obama. I saw a meme today that Biden has been unmasked, and there's a picture of a guy Barack Obama holding a face mask of Biden. And that's pretty much how it's looking, that he's running things behind the scenes, and well, just like they got tired of the Clintons, that's why they put Hillary up against Trump. They needed to get her out.
Yeah.
They owed her the election. They owed her a run at the election. They didn't owe her the office, because of their political, backroom deals that they do. All politicians do it. Left or right, it doesn't matter. Republicans or Democrats, Independents, they all have these things before the convention. Well, if you support me here, I'll support you down the road. They owed them that
for trading.
Yeah, they owed her because of horse trading. What they did back when she became Secretary of State, they gave her that job to put her there, and then they knew that she was a liability
so she
after
a springboard to
right. But they also knew she was a liability, and they suggested that she step down, and she did. Because of Benghazi, that was hurting them. And right now, whoever the rank and file, the puppet masters that run things behind the scenes, that the shadow government, whatever you want to call it, what those are the people that are leaking this stuff. I mean, I truly believe they're just if and this leak about Biden wanting to destroy the the infrastructure, fossil fuel industry. That's nothing new. And
nope.
But now it's been confirmed.
This is what gets me. The Democrats are always saying they're for the little people, yet every one of their policies hurts those people they're trying to help. And I just wish those people would just, figure it out and say, you know what? Voting for these idiots is not helping. We ought to try something different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's
going to start.
I think it's going to happen.
I'm hoping.
Yeah. I think we're seeing little snippet. I think I think what's happened in Chicago has probably shaken a few Democrats up in other cities. And there's been a lot of anti-crime group because they were going out saying that they were making up the crime statistic. Yeah, I'm sorry, it was there.
It comes from the FBI.
Yeah, which in itself. Yeah, and I don't know why everybody's carrying on about how crooked the FBI is.
Yeah.
Jiminy Christmas. Look at the way it was back when J. Edgar Hoover was running it back in the, back under Nixon, and before that, it was crooked back then. It's always been crooked, The FBI is, not the everyday people, not the guys that rank and file, but the leadership that runs the FBI and the people they put in there. I mean, first off, J. Edgar Hoover, that was his own private army, and he kept it, until he finally died.
Yeah, because they never thought that he would. They thought he'd hold on to a position and retire, and then they'd appoint somebody else. But he just held on,
kept going, held on. Yeah, I mean,
all right. Let's say hello to Lee Beesing of Yellow Rose Drone. Welcome to the show. And with the last few minutes, let's talk about CPAC. So, Donald Trump was the big speaker. I didn't hear what was said, so you probably know more than I do. So,
yeah, well, I don't really, because I didn't listen to it. I just know what the numbers were, that he overwhelmingly, he drew 47 or more percent. And then there was, DeSantis came in at 20%, and Nikki Haley, I think, came in 12%,
Right.
And, which doesn't add up to 100%. I don't know. I didn't get all the numbers, but he overwhelmingly took it. You know, Trump
Right.
took the Republican nomination in their straw poll. He would win if they had an election today. But, you know, I saw somebody, guy's last name is Hardiman. He's on YouTube. He was actually a very big Democrat, was known by the Wall Street Journal and stuff as being a very supporter of, but when Trump came into office, he started looking at what Trump was doing and became a very staunch Trump supporter. And he put out, he's doing a live stream a little bit ago, he put out that DeSantis could possibly, you know, Trump may ask DeSantis to run as his running mate. I think it would be good, you know, but I don't know, because I think it would be good. DeSantis, and of course, that's why DeSantis is going around the country right now. He's getting his name, because he's well known in Florida. He's well liked in Florida.
Right.
And and he just signed a law, by the way, that took away Walt Disney World's independence and made them now their tax exemption. Now that he took it, you know, they are now under the state conglomerate or whatever that oversees a board of taxation that deals with people like that, and they have to answer to that now. So, but DeSantis has been going around the country letting himself. I don't think he's going to run for president. I really don't, because no matter what happens, this next election, if it ends up being another Trump Biden, we've got a lame duck president in office. That's it. We've got a lame duck president. If Biden wins, he's lame duck. If Trump wins, he's lame duck.
That's right.
So, but we got to have somebody to follow behind him, and we need somebody who's younger, who's got the pull, who's got the intelligence, and has the support of the people. I don't think, you know, Mike Pence he did a good job as vice president, but he had a lot of baggage from when he was governor, because he was pretty hardcore right. And signed some pretty stiff bills for, you know, conservative bills. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but we got too many people that are in the middle of the road. And so I think coming out of CPAC, we're going to, you know, it's going to start, the horses are going to start lining up, getting their position on the track, and then they'll start working towards the convention next year, you know. And we haven't even made it to June of this year yet. We got another year and a half before the conventions. So the CPAC is all great.
I mean, will he be indicted on the January 6th thing?
I don't think so. I don't think so, because of the stuff that has been released by the Congress that Tucker Carlson has got to see and has been talking about. He's got to overlook all of these videos, and there's a lot more there than was ever presented. I don't think he's going to be indicted. I think if they even try, that knothead that they had coming out of the foreperson of the grand jury, she screwed it up so that they couldn't get a conviction if they wanted to. They can indict him, but they got to have a conviction, you know. And I think that the conviction is you know, no longer possible under the circumstances. So I think if they're smart, and I'm pretty sure they are, they're just going to walk away from it, because they can say what they want, but they keep playing the old, you know, they're replaying, I mean, like everything, like the train derailment in Ohio, everything it's all Trump's fault. Hell, man, you've been in office for over 2 years. Why didn't you write a new, you know, if all that was done by executive orders, rewrite the executive order, knothead. And people are getting tired of hearing that. You know, really, Trump, that's all you've got for an excuse? So I think that we very well may see a Trump DeSantis ticket, which would be good. Then in 4 years, I think we'll see. I think we'll see a Biden, and I'm not too sure who will be is his running mate, but it will not be Kamala.
No,
but I think we'll see.
It'll be Polis.
you think it'd be Polis, and it possibly could. But
Yeah.
and that might be another way to get Polis off their back, or Newsom. You know, they could put Newsom in that vice president. Either way, they'll get him off their back, because if Trump really is running and the polls are showing he's going strong, and especially if he pulls in DeSantis, you know, I think what you're going to see, because like I said, if Biden or Trump win, it's a lame duck presidency.
Mm-hmm.
But whoever the vice president is for that person has got to be strong enough to carry the load at the end of the 4 years and be able to carry the ticket. And that's why I think DeSantis would be the good vice president. And then I see in 4 years, in 28, I see DeSantis and Haley.
Yeah. Yeah, because
I mean, I may not be around to see it, but I think that's the ticket that we'll be looking. That's the future
true.
ticket.
Yep.
You know,
and hopefully we could right this ship and get things going. Right. And I mean, boy, I mean, the price of gas keeps going up. It keeps going. Right now, it's going down. It looks like OPEC may be fracturing.
Could be. It could be. Yeah, because our price of gas, we were like up to, I don't know, $3.19 about 4 weeks ago. Just a few days before that, we were down at $2.89. And then all of a sudden, boom, we hit $3.19, and it just jumped like 10 cents every day. Then it's back down. Then it went back from $2.89, it went up to $2.98. Now it's back down to about $2.87 here. So it's just all over the map.
It was, you know, around $4.19, and now it's down to $3.90 something. And
good God.
Yeah. Well, because it's Colorado, we got taxes and shit.
Well, yeah. That's what's nice about Oklahoma. We got one of the lowest cost of livings in the country. Yeah, we have state income tax, but it's not that bad, you know.
Oh, now it's looking like property taxes are going to skyrocket here in Colorado.
Yeah,
so thank you, Democrats.
Yeah. But our gas I haven't seen $4 a gallon since.
Oh, well, I went down to Florida when I first got down there. It was a buck cheaper than it is in Colorado. I'm like, wow. And then it went up a bunch while I was down there.
Yeah. So,
well, Lloyd, we managed to do over an hour. And so I want to thank, and we had a good crowd. We got all the way up to 11 watchers, which is
good. That's
good for this show.
Because we're such a small group, and we appreciate everyone who comes on here. And I try to watch the chat when I can. You know, that's where I usually.
I will try to get Thaddeus to come back. That'd be great.
Yeah. I haven't talked to him in a while. I always enjoy when he's on.
Yep. All right, everybody in the chat, I want to thank you all for coming to the show. You all have a great week. God bless you. God bless this country, and let's turn this country around. And have a great week, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye for now.